favorite animal.
No, sweetie, I'm going to be guiding the meeting, okay? And then we'll let you know what we're going to talk about, okay?
Why is favorite?
Yes.
Does all old people know everything?
Actually, no.
No.
In fact, yeah, it's like some.
Because they go to all classes.
They go to what? All classes.
Yeah.
Some older people are very wise and intelligent, and some people are not. Yes.
Do you know this move?
Do you know that move?
I have seen other human bodies moving like this.
Do we have any questions about Srila Prabhupada? Anyone have any questions about
This
Srila
is an
Prabhupada?
animal.
Thank you. Go
Yes.
ahead.
How
Reg?
long have you been serving Srila Prabhupada?
Thank you, Kavachi. Let's take a seat.
53 years,
53 years.
which is amazing since I'm only 39 years old.
What? Just died?
That's a joke.
You look. That's not true.
I know, it was a joke.
Oh.
When was allowed to tell jokes? Yes.
And did you see Srila Prabhupada?
When did I see Prabhupada?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I first saw Prabhupada.
In what age?
At what age? I was 20 years old. It was in my university. I was a student at the University of California in Berkeley, and Prabhupada came to give a lecture at the school. So I went to the lecture and I saw him and listened to him.
Can you tell us a story about Srila Prabhupada?
Yes. Prabhupada was fearless. For example, one time we were walking at Venice Beach in California. We came back in the parking lot where the cars were, and there was this huge dog. It was a really big dog. And he started barking at us. How big? Maybe like that. Like a Great Dane, that size.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And so all the devotees, even though there were big devotees there and strong devotees there, everyone was kind of nervous, like, what do we do with this big dog? So Prabhupada just laughed and he went forward with his cane and said, hut, hut, and chased the dog away.
Way better. Because if I seen a dog like that, I would do the opposite. That's what I was told to do.
Yeah, Prabhupada was actually fearless. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, so the A stands for Abhaya, which means fearless. Another thing about Prabhupada is that he was very nice. He really liked children. Whenever parents would bring their little kids to see Prabhupada, Prabhupada would always play with them, and he really liked them. One time we were having Guru Puja in Mayapur, and they would bring Prabhupada a big tray of sweets. And then all the mothers would bring their children up, and Prabhupada would give them all a sweet. And I was like, sannyasi, so-called big leader. So I reached out, and Prabhupada said, no, first the children. So no butting in line. So it's interesting. Prabhupada he really loved the children, and he wanted them to grow up and help him to save the world.
Who wants to help Srila Prabhupada save the world? Who knows Srila Prabhupada? There's a few students here that are not ISKCON members, that are becoming ISKCON members, and they're also learning who Srila Prabhupada is. Would you like to share with Maharaj something about Srila Prabhupada? What you know about Srila Prabhupada? Yes, Raseshwar.
He reads Srimad Bhagavatam.
Very good. Very good.
Something about Srila Prabhupada, Kavachi? You can whisper it in Mansi's ear. Who else can share something about Srila Prabhupada? Gota?
When I was in America, I didn't know what. I wasn't in Texas the whole time.
Right now we're asking specifically something about Srila Prabhupada. Go ahead, Raj.
He went on the Jala Juta to America.
Yes, very good.
Yes, Chaitanya Char.
He got a heart attack on the Jala Juta.
Yes.
That is what I'm gonna say.
Yes, think of something else. Tanaya?
He threw up on the Jala Juta.
Did he throw up? Maybe he was really nauseous, right?
I never heard that. I don't know.
Yeah. Jaishnav, something about Srila Prabhupada? So we have some really illustrious students in this group. This young man, Jaishnav, knows the entire 700 verses of the Jaishnav, raise your hand. He knows the 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita
Really?
by heart.
Okay, give me a few verses.
Get started. You can start. Which chapter do you want to do? 16?
How about chapter 1? Dharma Kshetri Kuru.
Go ahead, come to me. You can do it with me. He's feeling shy. It's amazing. could do it with me. And then the rest of you can sing the verses that you guys know.
Can I do it?
So I know you're feeling a little shy. Did you know that not only does he know the whole Bhagavad Gita, but he translated the Mahabharata? Translated the Mahabharata. And if you gave him a Sanskrit word, Vedananda Maharaj, he could break it down for you and tell you exactly what every single syllable means. He's also very, very brilliant. So you get his blessings, okay? So say a few words.
I don't know.
Let's start with 918. What's the beginning of 918? Avijananti. Let's start with 911. Avijananti, Mom. Try it. Read the first one. You don't want to. He doesn't want to. He gets.
That's okay.
He
I was
gets.
a little shy when I was a kid.
How about we get him started by all of us doing 213? Yeah.
Can I do
Dehino. Ready go.
The body, soul, continuously passes its body from one continue to old age. The soul similarly passes into another body at death. So the person is not bewildered by such a change.
Mantras by
Just a Kalea, she does not Samadukara, Agamavai, Nityas, Contemplation, Samadha. Happiness and pain come and go, just like the summer and the winter snow. Some feels good and some feels bad, tolerate it without becoming sad.
Very good.
Do you want to do one? Which one?
I know what was Antakali to Mami.
Go ahead. You can say it.
अंतकाले तमामे बस बदन मुक्ता करे क्रम ये अपने आती समर्पण याति ना सच्चा संशया.
Very good. Very good.
I've been teaching verses here as part of the lower elementary curriculum. The sadhana class and shastra class, we try to cover the 4 main tests for a Sastri degree. And we just now are figuring out how to actually test them and give them a Sastri degree. The way we teach them is, for the youngest, we do like movements and definitions, and they write their personal reflections about each verse. So it has meaning, it's not just the words.
Very good.
And we have a pretty thorough program for nectar of instruction, nectar of devotion, and the other items that I wanted to show you, but I don't know if there'll be time. So.
I know.
Yes? Oh, see my assistant.
No, what's the Vato Vegam, Manasakroda Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Mudravasta Vegam, Etan Vegam, Yoga Shira, Sarvama Vima, Vitamin Sashisha. That's from Nectar of Instruction.
That's right.
And do you know the English to it?
Does it start?
Try it.
Vacho Vegam. What does Vegam mean? You know what Vegam means? It means like an impulse where someone inside feels, well, I have to do this, even though it may not be a good thing.
You guys feel that a lot, huh? I feel it a lot. Where you have an impulse to do something?
Yes, yeah.
And Vach actually is from the Sanskrit word Vak, which means voice. What English? Can anyone think of an English word that comes from the Sanskrit Vak?
No.
Voice, vocal, voice. The word voice, Vach, voice. So those English words, voice, vocal, and all that, is related to Sanskrit Vak, Vaki or Vach. Vacho. So Vacho Vega means the impulse to speak, where even though you have nothing intelligent to say, or nothing important to say, but you just want to talk. That's what that means. Or Manas, Vacho Vegam Manasa, or the impulse of the mind, where you can't control your mind, and your mind is thinking of this, thinking of that, and you can't control it.
I think I remember the English.
A sober person?
A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the action of anger, and the urge of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Yes, Vacho Vegam Manasa, Kroda. Kroda means what?
Anger.
Anger. Kroda Vegam Jihwa. What is Jihwa? Jiva Vegam and Udaropasta Vegam, like the belly, and some people will young for that, but they want to enjoy different ways of the body. So Udaropasta. Now Etan Vegan Jogi Shahita. Yo means one who, Vishaheta, can tolerate all these impulses. Etan Vegan Jo Vishaheta Dita Sarvam Abhiman. Prithiving. What is Prithiving?
Prithvi. What's Prithvi mean?
Prithiving means the earth. It literally means the wide earth, the big earth. Sarvam, all this wide earth, all this earth, says Shisha, that person can teach. And then it's translated, make disciples. Literally, that person can teach all this world.
And we're also learning Vedati. Prithvi, do you want to recite that? Yes, we just started it, so we probably need some.
Well, I know the translation. I know all of it, but I can't remember it.
That's okay.
Dadati Pratiganati Guyamakyati Prachati Bhunte Bhodhyate Chaiva Sadvida Priti Lakshana.
In the
But say she just said all of it.
in the
No, she said a different word.
in the purport to that verse, Prabhupada says that any member who performs these 6 activities with any member of the society is going to help them revive their internal Krishna consciousness. And so we were discussing with the older group how instead of closing ourselves off to the other members of society, we engage in these, even just eating with them and feeding them prasadam and just actually engaging with them, and we can awaken their dormant love. He doesn't say if you're doing kirtan with them or if you're in the temple doing arti. He says engaging in these 6 activities. Prabhupada says it really clearly in that purport. And something that we're doing with them is empathic, the Guhya Makyati Vrichiti principle. We spend about 6 weeks on empathic communication.
Really?
And
Excellent.
with the whole group in the morning group sadhana class.
Excellent.
Do you remember what you're supposed to say when someone's upset or angry?
Angry or sad or scared or
They have to practice it. They have 6 pizza thing cut out. They have to practice it, and they're learning how it works. How it's pretty magical how it works. When you're empathetic towards them. And you're learning a Kirtan 50 presentation as well. Yes. What is Goli? What does it mean?
Wake up, so wake up, come on now, wake up, wake up, sleeping song. Come on now, wake up, wake up.
Every single with one of either Stephen Covey's principles, or like I try to learn contemporary works that support and give them practical applications.
It's really impressive. It's a great thing.
So any other questions? We want to hear about Prabhupada, or you have a question?
Oh, I had a question for what, because one of the verses said to not interact with non-devotees, and now the
Yes.
second verse says to interact with us.
To not interact with non-devotees.
So it says that over the third verse,
Yeah.
the second verse. So they had asked
Janasanga Shalodhyam Cha, yeah, Sadvida.
the one before that is what is it, guys? Atyara Prasasha Prajaponima Janasangas.
Yes, Jana means people, but like ordinary people. And actually, we have English words from Jana, like gentry or gentry. Gentile.
Samdityaga Satovritte, that's what he's talking about.
Oh, Sangha.
That it says to interact with
Give
your
up
devotees,
Sangha.
but to also not interact with non-devotees. So they had asked me this question, I answered it the best I could, but
Okay,
we would love to hear it from you.
okay, so why don't we hang out with non-devotees?
Because
First,
the verse says
Gotha?
don't interact with them, and then you'll be a good boy. And then the next verse says if you interact with them, they'll turn into them. They'll be good.
Okay, very good question. Did you want to answer that question?
But it's like if you don't just like do what they do, if like you interact with them too much, like you'll be like you start smoking and
Yes,
that.
yes.
But if you just like give them prasad or something and
Yeah,
not
if
do
you're
bad
giving
stuff,
them Krishna consciousness.
then it's okay.
Yeah, so for example, when we go on Sankirtan or speak in universities or sell books or something, so it's not so much interacting. Sangha, see, the word Sangha doesn't really mean technically interaction. The word Sangha means like these are my people, like these are my friends, these are the people I spend time with. So to interact, for example, when I stop at a gas station, I have to interact with people who buy gas. So we're constantly, or you go to a supermarket, or if you're just going on an airplane. So we're always interacting with non-devotees, but that's not Sangha. Sangha means that those are really your people. Like, okay, these are my friends, these are the people I hang out with, and we share everything. Because if you're with people that have all kinds of, for example, eating meat, which is pretty disgusting. So, because it's just natural, if you're with people that have all these bad habits and they're your friends, they'll say, well, come on, if you're my friend, you should do what I do. And so just to be polite, or just so that other people don't think you're funny, then you may just do what they do. So Sangha means sort of like really intimate association, your real friends, people you really share with. But even if you take a bus, you interact with non-devotees.
Does that help answer your question, Karina?
Because you understood it. I mean, you understood it. You did, yeah, and you also explained it.
That helps, huh? It's not just interacting. We can interact with everyone. It's who is like my close. That's my tribe.
My tribe. My people.
Can we hear another story about Srila Prabhupada? Do you want to hear another one?
Yes.
He spent so many years with Srila Prabhupada. Did you know that?
One time Prabhupada gave me a 7-Up. The drink, we were on an airplane, we were flying from Los Angeles to Mexico City. I was in charge of Latin America. And so on the plane, the stewardess came by and Prabhupada ordered a 7-Up, and then he said, pointing to me, give him one too.
And Prabhupada trained him in how to preach in America. So he can train you too. Straight from Prabhupada. How to preach, how to share Krishna. I don't even like this word preach. I like share Krishna.
Yeah, because if people don't think we're nice, and if they just think we're trying to tell them everything, if someone walks up to you on the street and just wants to tell you everything you're supposed to do, it's not. Say, how do I get rid of this person? And so we have to be nice so that people are interested and they want to hear from us because they like us.
I did see a boy Trey. Can you come here, please, Trey?
How old is Trey?
How old are you?
7.
He's 7. So when I first met him, he talked to me all about Jesus and about God and how he loves God and he thinks of God. And what's your favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Why is Friday your favorite day of the week?
Because I work
His mom said that he asks every day, when it's time to be spiritual Friday? On Fridays we do a whole kirtan and bathing and dressing in the other building that we're just in. And he's always asking, when is it spiritual Friday? Is it spiritual Friday? He loves Krishna.
Very good. That's very nice, Trey.
This is nice.
Thank you.
All right. Are we all done talking to Maharaj? Or any last things you want to say before he comes? Can you also say thank you? He gave us a lot of money to build the other school, to take care of this school. You want to say thank you to Maharaj?
Thank you, Maharaj.
And then we have Yenny. She decided she did not want to do math today, and she wanted to make a card for you.
Oh.
And so she spent her whole morning making a beautiful card. She actually had 2 cards that were not good enough that she threw away, and she made a 3rd one for you.
What's your
She
name?
put a lot of effort into it.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Oh, Raseshwari. Well, thank you very much. That was very sweet of you. It says Lord Krishna is here. How old are you?
6.
Let's see. It says Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dear Maharaj, thank you for coming. This is Maha mantra from Raseshwari. That was very, very nice of you. Thank you. And this is.
And this is something that you could write stuff on.
Oh, thank you. You're a very sweet girl.
You come.
any questions? No?
Any serious questions? Serious questions?
He already answered mine.
Any answered yours?
He already answered mine.
Okay, anyone else? I want to know when you grew up. Where did you grow up?
I thought you said where.
I meant where. I made a mistake. Where did you grow up?
Los Angeles, California.
In LA.
How did you come to Texas?
We drove actually. I have a car, and I didn't want to get in a plane because then, so I just took my time. We drove from Los Angeles. We drove down to San Diego, and then across California, across Arizona. What state comes after Arizona? Anyone know?
Actually, I always go to Mexico, Texas, and Louisiana. Texas.
What comes after Arizona?
Texas. New
Say it
Mexico. United States of the southern border of the United States.
So that boy, some boy back there.
Oh,
wanted to
yeah.
ask a
Go,
question.
that's what you want to question.
Did you want to ask a question?
Go tell me.
I also drove to Texas in the
Oh.
car.
Yes. How many? Oh, 74.
That's a lot.
It's a lot more. Yeah, but it's you'll be 74 someday.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. I mean, in Kali Yuga, it's a lot. In other planets, it's very little. In Kali Yuga on the Earth, it's a lot. So, thank you. Nice to meet you.
And we should hear
Here, you can.
When I was a little girl,